In the Cabbage.
Well, let's get it.
Test.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Swain, Andrew Witt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Welcome back to In the Cabbage. I'm your boy, Tommy Swain. To my right, or your left, Andrew Witt.
What up, y'all?
We back with another one. And boys, let me tell you, my back, Andrew's back hurt from just getting clapped this weekend in golf. And we're just going to get right into it because I'm tired of, stepping around our feelings. And
No. We're beating around the bush. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty.
We're getting right into this. So we played some golf. I'm going to start with a little bit of a highlight for myself, which was I did my first four-man scramble. We did great, 8 under, which is kind of what we would hope. We said it'd be great for us.
Yeah, I was really fired up for you to actually go and play a four-man scramble like that, hosted by like a company or whatever. It's a fun time.
Fun time. Top layer groups. Every other hole had like a drinking. Like some vendors brought drinks, so we got free drinks from vendors.
Super cool.
I won like 10 cc's of Botox.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, I was hyped. I was drunk, and I'm like, I want Botox, and she spun it for me. She's like, Botox. And I was like, that's great. And I piped the drive. It was a good time. I was playing.
Question is, where are you going to put it?
Right between my forehead, dude. I sit grumpy all the time. I have a permanent frown on my face. And dude, I woke up one time and I had like lines from the middle of my forehead down to my eyebrows, bruised. And I assume, me and Massa don't know. I just woke up and it was very apparent. And we assume it's from me doing this a lot, like squinting.
Maybe. Maybe they're not bruised. Maybe they're just little creases in your.
Dude, no, they were bruised. They were. My face was physically bruised.
I thought you were gonna give it to Madison.
No, I'm giving it to me. Daddy's got a little like wrinkles showing in the middle of his face.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm ready to get it.
I'm glad you piped that drive right after, though.
Right. I was like, give me this 10 cc's of Botox. I didn't take it there. Obviously, they have to go in the office for it. I was like, can you just shoot me up with it now? Because then there's like, would have been great. But they had like hand-rolled cigars there.
Really cool.
Yeah, cigars.
Nice touch.
It was cool. They weren't like the best cigars. Like your dad's one what he bought for us was pretty good.
I'm just saying it's just a cool thing to have.
For sure. I got a really nice lighter out of it. And they asked me if like, oh, what lawyer group are you a part of?
Okay.
And I was like, I was with the guy's name, I was like, oh, I'm with him. He's like, oh, we love him. He does the Bloody Mary bar. What do you do there? I'm like, oh, I'm a paralegal.
You're saying this?
I'm saying this to like some vendor.
I think the most shocking thing about this is that you can actually pass for a paralegal.
Right, dude? That is...
Or they're just the nicest people on planet Earth.
Oh, my God. Well, they don't know I'm dyslexic. Like, that couldn't be a worse job for me. Reading text and, like, deciphering and replaying it and writing it.
What are you talking about? That's in your back pocket.
Not in my back pocket. The farthest thing from my back pocket. I probably read and write in the 6th grade level still. But, yeah. So I got really dope lighter.
Is that the one that you broke out on the course?
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at that. I was like, wow, that's a really cool lighter because I didn't know you had one like that and you just kind of brought it out nonchalantly. And I should have asked the question. But
yeah. We were at that point, we were so deep in us getting our cheeks clapped, we couldn't think
I think
straight.
we were really preoccupied with other thoughts. Exactly.
Yeah. So, great time. 8 under. Mikey, my uncle, Chris, all had a blast. Even
if you go out there and shooting horrifically.
Yeah.
You got beer on every 3rd hole.
You're having fun.
And you get some food every 6 holes or whatever they have set up there.
The boys had one breakdown hole towards the end, but we went birdie, 3 holes in a row.
That's super cool.
Really nice. Fun. We all paid for mulligans, so we did that. Yeah, man, it was a good time. It was a great course. Hung out with a cousin afterwards, got some food, got more free drinks, and called it a day. But the main event for the boys here was Saturday. we were going to play a country club, Old Ranch in Seal Beach.
I've never heard of that course before, but then right when we rolled up, I was like, "Oh my God, this is Old Ranch." I didn't know. I didn't know it was private. But is it a public course and a private?
100% private.
So just the driving range is public and the practice facilities.
I guess so.
Like one side of it, right? Because we were on the other side.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense. I didn't really understand that. Now you pointed that out. But yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay.
So the other side of the driving range is where the peasants go to hit golf balls.
Which where we would be normally.
No, not me.
Normally we would be.
No, never me. Yeah, 100%. I'd be on the other side. Best, you talked me off. We'll talk a little bit about the course and the amenities before we start breaking into us getting clapped. Just to start, leave people on a bit of a cliffhanger here. The amenities of this place, I would say, I don't have a lot of country club experience. I have Dove. I got Old Ranch. I have Las Vegas Country Club.
I don't have a ton of it either. Sorry.
But yeah, Morgan Run for you.
Yeah.
Dove.
Yeah, and it's public, but like the Pebble Beach and,
yeah, kind of price gouged out of it though, right? A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I would consider it, public/private, just like you would for Trump, because they, it costs so much money. You're not really going there just to play casual golf, unless you kind of have that money. So that's why I would consider that like a public-private kind of situation.
I would agree. That's always a weird line. I think anything that's like above like a $200 round is public-private. You're paying like $200 for a round of golf. It's like not many people have that cash to do it, so it frees up the play a bit.
Yeah, I agree. And then you also know what kind of golf you're going to get there too. You're not going to get any. There's nothing wrong with first timers, but you obviously know when you're going to Lake Forest practice facility, you could play a 2.5 hour 9-hole little golf round, and it's like no hole is longer than 220. But you can easily play a 2.5 hour round there, just because there's very slow pace of play. It's just really crowded, whatever. So like once you get to those, like you go play Monarch, you go play Pelican, whatever. You feel like everyone's going to be at like a semi decent golfer, that like is understanding pace of play and all that kind of stuff. So,
totally,
and less people playing it.
Yeah. So I would say, I agree. So I would say Trump would be another one then. Number one best. Like bar clubhouse,
really cool.
Area.
The bar restaurant was sick.
Was unreal.
They must have redone the place because I was talking with my father-in-law. First time actually throwing that one out there.
Nice.
No hiccups there. Yeah, dude. I was talking with Lloyd and he was like, "Yeah, no, that course has been there forever."
Right.
Like 1917 or something like that.
And I love that stuff. I mean, I didn't love that I came out with a backwards hat at the end of the round. We were rolling some putts and my shirt got untucked. They told me, hey, turn your hat around and
tuck in your shirt.
Didn't love that. But I get it. It's an old school country club. They call it Old Ranch for a reason.
Yeah.
But the bar area, 1,000 TVs.
They must have redone that because that was
really
the best
immaculate
thing it had going for it. Really cool bar, tons of windows looking out to the golf course, which is really cool.
The locker room was cool. Mm-hmm. So like those little facilities,
really
the best I've seen.
Really nice.
Like even like their little like side rooms that you can rent, that like whole little area up top, really good stuff.
Yeah, they had like the Golden Lounge or something like that. It was called
the Golden Tee up there. Yeah, they had the Golden Lounge. They had like another little lounge you can rent, but practice facilities were cool too. I really enjoyed the course layout. You said something like, I love the course. I'm so thankful to play it, but like I don't remember a hole. So for me, like it's not a super like unique golf course.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I kind of sat and chewed on that for a bit because I was so high off how cool that golf course was and how close it was and the bar area that I thought about it. And to me, I would agree. Like, I couldn't tell you many holes on the course, even though they all were very visually appealing,
very nice looking, but they all
different.
They all looked the same in a sense to me. They all like had the same tree line kind of going on. The only one I can visually remember in my head is the par 5 where you had to hit water all the way down the lip and it dog-legged around. That's the only hole I can really remember, except for like a couple par threes. That was because they're 155 straight ahead with one bunker.
Yeah, but like also, I mean, yeah, for sure. It didn't seem that tough.
I'm not taking I'm not taking away from the course because it was in great shape. The greens were firm.
Golf carts were fire.
Like, yeah, golf carts were great. First time I've actually ever seen those kind of like pedals before on the golf cart.
It was really fun to drive.
Yeah, it was pretty legit. GPS and the whole 9 yards.
All-time wraps.
Dude, those wraps were insane. The food. So like it was really good, but if you're just taking, I guess, golf at face value and you have like your other picks of the litter with country clubs and they're all the same price, I don't know. Then you're kind of debating on what do you cherish and what are you looking for more? Are you looking for like the amenities and the clubhouse and the food and like proximity maybe? Because that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, because you got to think you're going to be spending a lot of time there too.
Exactly.
Not just golfing.
You go there and hang out. You can grab a meal. Or go with some friends. Go watch a sporting event over there.
It's always fun to do that. One day, I cannot wait.
Yeah, gotta have that.
It's like my ultimate goal right now is to become like a young executive member somewhere. Let's play. If we're going to start ranking these courses because we're doing it for what we play. Let's rank the course, and I want you to rate the overall. Not golf. I want you to rate the golf. I want you to rate the overall country club experience for me.
Country club experience is the
bar,
obviously
the
like
food,
right
the drinks,
is like
the people.
Is like the the drink person on the course, the cart gal, is she like part of it? Is like the 9-hole turn
all
is
of
that
it.
part of it? Practice greens, range,
all of it.
Really solid. I like what's a 10? Let's set a benchmark here.
I mean, 10 for you is the best.
It's unachievable, right? Basically, 9's like my favorite of all time.
10's like
because you gotta have
we're close to as gusto as we possibly can.
Yeah,
get.
we gotta actually
shoot.
That's okay.
Number 1's like playing Lake Forest.
I'll give that probably like a 7.6.
Yeah,
like solid, like really, really nice.
Like if you have a buddy there who's a member and like you're hyped for him, 7.6 is like good score for that course.
Yeah.
The starter was great, awesome starter,
really
awesome
fun,
dude,
cracking jokes right from the start.
Loved it.
The range was really nice golf balls to hit off of, nice mats, good.
I didn't like the range. That was my only thing I didn't like. Dove grass.
That's nice. I think they had options for grass.
Okay,
so like how some ranges will have only 20 yards of turf.
Right.
I think they grew it back, and I think this might have been the time where the mats were being utilized.
Okay,
but like, I'm with you. If you're hitting off mats a lot, kind of a little bit of a bummer.
Right. I love a great starter. Someone with a little bit of personality that doesn't hate their life and isn't on the death's doorstep.
Because he's the guy that's supposed to be. He's obviously the guy that is like given the cadence for all of the tee times, right? Like you don't want some dude like up there being a bah humbug,
right, and
just ordering you around. No, he came up and actually he had like a cancellation. Our tee time was at 9:50, and this very much resonated with me as well. He's like, "Yeah, guys, sorry, I just don't know if we're gonna be able to fit you in at the 9:50 slot." Like, oh, okay, no worries. Like, all good. Like, we'll T10-10, whatever. Like, we'll get a push. I'm just messing with you guys. I'm just fucking with you. We actually had the group bail out in front of you guys.
Right.
So if you want to go up on the tee right now, go for it.
Which is the worst decision we made. I think Cam.
It was tough.
Cam and Logan knew what they were doing there.
I was like barely breaking out my like 8-iron on the range.
Yeah, I got through my wedge. And it's just, okay, let's. Give me your quick rankings here, and we'll get into it.
So I think as what I say, 7.6.
7.6 for the overall country club experience.
Yeah, and then for
just golf,
and then golf, it's got to be a little bit of value in this as well, right? So
value.
this was a 140 round. So obviously, I think that was a great price because it's private. Course condition, everything, I think it's solid. It's going to be like a 6.5 for me for golf wise.
Okay. I think it's a little low for me on the golf. I would say for me, really well maintained. The greens were fair. Course played fun but hard, like leaving yourself in the wrong spots. But if you're shooting well, like you'd have a lot of fun there with your buddies.
Because the greens were rolling really pure.
And I know we can't really remember holes, but maybe that's just from the fog of war. You know, we might have been not playing so great, so we're not paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to give the golf a solid 7-4.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm gonna give,
you liked it more than I did, for sure.
I just liked, it was just private. There was water features almost every hole, or we were seeing a water feature almost every hole. I just liked the layout of it too, the way it moved and meandered, and the pace of play was awesome.
It's also a very playable course, very, very playable,
right?
Which is also at at our level, I would say is highly coveted, because like if it's unplayable, it starts like at some point it starts becoming a little bit I don't know, not as enjoyable sometimes. You're just getting your ass kicked, And
it's like Dove's has a perfect level of really tough to like super fun and playable, just because of the way it's laid out and it's being in Dove. So I would say that the overall experience for me. Now, my bad on this. Did we take away the ranking on the overall experience from the golf, like removing the golf and just all the other stuff around it, or golf included in that?
Oh, we just did amenities basically, and like restaurant, drinks, bar.
Love that. So I would give that like a solid.
So now you're going everything like together.
Everything besides the golf course. I'm giving that a solid like 7.97.
We're going to the hundredth decimal place.
Yeah, like we can round up, we could.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why I'm dinking it 1.5 is the hat and shirt comment.
It's a little old school.
That was ooh. That was.
Are you like, if you roll up with a sweatshirt, are they going to tell you can't wear a sweatshirt?
Right. They told us to take our hat off in the bar.
It was weird.
Which is fine. Like, I get the old school vibe of it, and that's cool. I get that. But at the same time, like, I want to feel welcomed by your club, even if I'm not a member.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's important distinction for people. Like, yeah, I'm not a member here. I get it. I'm never coming here more than like twice a month. You'll never see me. Like, if I'm lucky.
Right. Just be
Be
chill.
cool. Because you don't know if I'll be the person next who has money, who has a podcast. Sure. Who like,
or it's someone that's actually trying to get you to join. I don't know. You don't know.
You never know. You don't know who I am or what, So, I mean, I get it. My hat was backwards after a couple bevies, and the shirt got untucked because the pants are sagging a bit.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
You're sitting at a bar. You're throwing a couple back. Who cares?
You're having fun. All right, let's get into this. So we played a little 2-man best ball against my old high school buddy Cameron and his buddy, now our new friend Logan.
Which turns out they can both swing it.
Cameron didn't play high school golf in high school, like not on the team or not even really. Like, he played every once in a while, and I don't think this was. I mean, we follow each other on Instagram. We talk maybe once a year on like Instagram before we started getting into golf, and that's the beauty of golf too, right? Like, just rekindling a friendship with somebody over a shared hobby that, you probably would have lost contact over. It was great. It was so cool to see Cam. I'm glad he's doing well and all that stuff.
It's always fun to catch up with a buddy you haven't seen in a long time.
For sure.
It's great. We just had that recently with Lucas Lamont over there. That was really cool. Haven't seen that. Haven't hung out with him for, X amount of years. And then boom, let's just go play some golf. Like, great.
That's been besides like talking to people and seeing people's reactions to us and, seeing people like listen, that's been like the next best part of this is like some of the friendships we rekindled and some of the cool courses we got to play because of it.
Couldn't agree more.
But they're similar handicaps to us. Cameron is a 13, same as me right now. And
Logan was like a 7.2. I'm like a 7.6. So we're like, okay, we're the same again.
Yeah, so basically we played straight up. Mm-hmm. And from the get-go, we showed up late, which is a demise for us. We seem to do that quite often.
It's never late. It's just always 15 or 20 minutes from when we were originally hoping to get there.
Which is, putting or more irons.
Right.
And it always takes us longer to check in than we think.
We
So
also
we roll
gotta
up.
say what's up. You know, we gotta factor that all in. But
I built a full fence and did some gardening the day before. And you had a new putter, brand new putter in the bag.
Brand new putter. I would have loved to have that extra 10, 15 minutes. And then the group not cancel in front of us. So that we really got cut short about 30 minutes of warm up time.
Totally. And we come in.
We could have used every minute of that.
Every minute of that to work through it. And I'm not gonna lie, we came in a little cocky. I didn't know how long Cam's been playing for, what was going on. I don't know what his buddy is. But as soon as they checked our handicaps and let us know we were fair without texting us, I then started to get a little nervous because it means they're into it.
Right. They got their registered GINs, which means they're playing tournaments.
And there's very few people we've been in contact with who are good buddies now and I consider friends who are that into golf like us. Like they're into it a place where they're knowing more about tournaments and stuff that I had never even heard of.
Yeah, I think they're almost not more so, but they're further along the more competitive route,
which is great. I mean,
really cool.
Logan qualified for the finals of the Barstool event.
He just play back in November, and then it's coming up in November.
Yeah, he's going to go play
right?
a course in Arizona, I believe, or something.
Because he made it past his flight and got
top three,
top
three or top four at an event, and got through and is now playing in the finals, which will be us next year.
We're gonna do it this year.
Yeah,
going to. No weddings, unless you you and Madison would decide to have a child or whatever. Maybe
Dude, why are you putting that? Why?
Put that off.
Over here trying to just think about having fun, talking about golf, and then you throw that in the mix and just throw the mental through the ringer here. But it's coming at some point.
Yeah. Just not this year because Barstool's taking priority.
Oh, yeah. A couple more years, let me get my funds back up. But yeah, so we play straight up. They come off hot. Both drivers down the middle, both green and rag. They both missed their birdie putts, thank God. And I squeak in a par putt to push them.
Yeah, you go up and down.
That was probably the best hole I had all day.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I had a great first shot in and proceeded to just make myself look like a total asshole on the green.
Right. I mean, that's the first time you're touching the putt.
Yeah. It's just I was also putting with it on my carpet. So I was hitting putts harder. So that was also mentally just jacking me all up because I'm okay, I'm putting on carpet. This is how far it's going. Obviously, that's not a true indicator. It's literally the only time I've ever had a chance to putt with it. So I just want to pick it up, swing it around a little bit, and know what I'm working with.
Yeah, shake her around a little bit.
Right, exactly.
You gotta see her waggle.
So I was not comfortable at all on the greens all day long.
No. And, Cameron threw this little caveat in our head right when we got there, how fast it was going to be. And that messed me up.
It really did.
Because it wasn't rolling that fast. But
probably a 10.
Downhill, though, it got
a 10 or maybe an 11 on the stimp.
Yeah, so he was playing mind games. I know he wasn't. But they came out. Let's just cut to the nitty-gritty of it. They clapped our cheeks.
So we were, down 4 through 5?
Down 4 through 5.
And if you didn't sink a 10-footer up the hill for par on hole number 1, we would have been 5 down through 5.
Yeah.
Because we came out and also we carded a best ball scored of double, bogey, and then double on the next 4 holes.
Yeah. And we were jacked up for this day. We were excited. We were texting the night before. I called you. We were ready to go have some fun and go play these boys and give them a show. And we just came out and had maybe a D game. I might have played a DF game. I couldn't swing the club.
It was a failing effort by both of us.
I mean, just horrendous.
And so why is that? What the hell is going on with all of that? It seems like every time that we get paired up and we're playing a best ball and we're partners, we always seem to just really struggle.
Yeah, we want to get into this because we mentioned it earlier, how much of a bummer it is when you're looking forward to something like that with your buddy.
Yep.
And your best friend, and you come out and you lay an absolute egg for the boys. And this has just happened to us 1 or 2 times. We've come out in team events, and I would say a majority of the team events we play against other people and in tournaments, we suck.
We don't bring it, ever. Have we ever won?
We've never won. I only mean you on being on a team besides being Van or Chris Van Buren and Dalton in Costa Mesa.
Oh my God, I don't remember that, but yeah.
It was forever. It was the first time I played Costa Mesa.
Oh my God. Oh, first and the last time you played at Costa
First
Mesa, right?
and
on the weekend.
On the weekend.
During the week, great. Just,
I think we teed off at like 10 and we were waiting on every single hole or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I blacked out that round because we were out there for 6 hours.
Right. It was a toughie. But yeah, I don't understand how we do that. And we chatted briefly about it.
It was also so bad. Everyone, we had a full-on like team debrief in the drive back home. It was not a fun car ride.
Yeah, it was fun and funny. It was fun because it was just two buddies being like, all right, like we can't, as we love playing team golf together. It's one of my favorite things to look forward to.
Right. I would have just loved to get an occasional win or just one of us play well.
Right.
Or
and like you and Mikey are my two guys when I go do team events with, I'm like jazzed for. Mm-hmm. And you know, we don't get to do team events as often as I do with Mikey. So when ours come around, I get really hyped because we don't get to do it often. Most of the time we're playing with friends, we're on separate teams.
Right.
Most of the time when these 2-man events are happening, when we want to go do them, something in our lives is coming up. So we get like maybe 1 or 2 times a year we play on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one, for us, the issue is lack of reps.
Yeah, I agree. What do you actually, I mean.
I just kind of said that.
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Clearly, that's what it is. Because then we just like get so hyped and like, oh my God, we finally get to play with one another. This never gets to happen.
Right.
Lay an egg. And it's not like it's not like you were hitting a ton of bad shots. We were just not hitting any okay shots. Like
nothing good. It was horrendous or like okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like me duffing it, me hitting like another duff, hitting it long, short-siding myself onto a bunker. Like not even playing golf at that point. I at some point it was just so gone that it's just demoralizing.
On hole 7, we literally had to hit the reset button. And
we had to do something.
And if we didn't do anything there, or was it hole 6?
We won the par 5 with the water on the left, thank God.
Oh my God.
Then we thought, okay, down 3 with 4 left. Now the boys are the theme of the day was now we start going. Right now we start running. The boys run. Every time we won one hole.
We also said as long as we get to 2 down through 9, we got a really good shot.
We got to 3 down. Mm-hmm. We won one. They won every single par 3. It wasn't even close. They both were throwing darts.
Their approach game was rock solid.
Logan played unreal.
Yeah, he played really.
It was really
solid.
fun. Really fun to watch. Drives down the middle, hit it super far. Great approach shots, putting rock solid.
Yeah.
And Cameron can hammer the ball.
I've never been outdriven by like 10, 15 yards before. That was the first time I've experienced that. And he was crushing the golf ball.
Hammering it.
He's got a 18-degree hybrid, and he can hit like 265. It's like, whoa. And he's also hitting like stinger ball flights too.
Yeah,
because he's like compressing the hell out of it.
He's my handicap.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I don't know how he's actually has that because he's got way more potential. He's just got to figure out how to like control it a little bit. I don't know, man. It's just
the amount
it was
of
shocking.
golf these boys are both playing.
It didn't feel like I actually in stroke play beat Cameron. I thought he was beating me. You know, like when we like tallied up everything at the very end.
Yeah.
And we were listing off scores. I was shocked that I beat him by 5 strokes because it did not feel like that at all. I felt like I was getting my
cheeks clapped.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, good showing from the boys. Can't wait to get back out there with them. We're going to have something better for them next time around. Guarantee it.
Going to have to.
Or we're going to be real broke from beer buying afterwards at the end of the round, which is fine. But yeah, back to this. It's a lack of reps. And also it's the want to play really well for the other person.
Yeah.
And trying and pushing and something instead of letting the game kind of come to us and letting the other person play his game. And I'm trying so hard to hit shots that maybe I'm not super comfortable with because I'm trying to relieve some sort of pressure off of you because you're our ace. So you can be super aggressive, which means then I'm also pushing.
Yeah.
Where normally like my best golf comes from like really consistent,
almost conservative play.
really conservative play.
Yeah. I would say it's funny too because I feel like if my game's always so wayward, and you kind of know that for me, it's a lot of up and downs. You know, I'll get like a double bogey, but then I can rattle off 5 or 6 pars in a row like pretty easily, and then I have like another triple or whatever. It's very all over the place. But I always feel like I need to be always bringing it. Like I don't know. I feel like I need to like always be just knocking out pars. And so maybe I just don't know how to do that. It's just stressful, or I try to play more conservative other times, and I feel like I should be more aggressive, so I should be helping us win more holes for us. That's what I feel like when I'm playing with you.
Right. And it's so, because our games are so different, and you would think that's so perfect because we both play so differently. Like you both have the same games. Like that definitely can work out but it feels like you're losing some advantages
or
from the
opportunity.
other person.
I preferably hit a draw. You preferably hit a fade. Maybe there's a dog leg right hole, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be tough. I should probably just hit iron off the tee. And you're like, oh baby, I could just swing free on this driver right now. It opens up some opportunities for better scores in theory.
A bummer. Why can't we just do it? Like,
yeah, I think we like ultimately we kind of came to this in our little powwow in the car after the whole round was over.
It was like we sat in the car like, hey buddy, look, I love you. You're my best friend.
What the fuck's going on?
Like we got like I couldn't swing a golf club. Dude, like I'm hitting shots at like
that was
22 handicap.
Dude, that was by far the worst I've seen you play in a long time.
Like couldn't, and I got sleep.
You kept it under 100, thank goodness.
99.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like, whoa, dude. Yeah, that was shocking. I didn't really have my best stuff. My putting was like is always the strongest part of my game, and I didn't have that. I feel like I lost about 5 to 6 strokes on my putting.
Yeah,
maybe even 7. It was. I 3-putted a lot, and I never went up and down from the fringe, and I'm really good at doing that too.
Yeah, you are. And bunkers, you weren't like that. You got fried egg like almost every bunker you put in.
And that was great. Actually,
yeah, those getting it out was awesome. But like and normally you're really saucy with getting them close.
That's true. That's true.
You have a little special knack for the bunkers.
I just got some really bad breaks.
Really bad breaks.
Like I had 3 fried eggs or something. 2 fried
every
eggs.
time I missed on this course, it felt like I shouldn't have missed there. Every time I looked at my ball, I'm like, why is my ball there? Like, and it felt like I was never in thinking. Clearly just not in the right place. And
so we ultimately kind of during our powwow, we're kind of just saying that we just need to play our own individual games, like we're playing stroke play tournaments at Mile Square,
right? And get back to like helping the person out and like relieving some of the pressure cap of like, oh, I want to play well for him and I want to play well for us. Because, like, who at the end of the day, like,
you're playing your golf game. Like, let's not overthink this. Like, you just got to do what you do well. And, like, obviously, you got to fall back on the tournament play that we're doing. So, I think that we got to bring that.
We got a little 2-man scramble coming up 2 weeks from now.
Which I'm really hyped about, dude. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The boys are going to shoot. We're going to make a prediction. We're going to shoot 5 under.
That would be unbelievable if we carded a 5 under.
We're going 5 under.
I would love to get the 3.
I want 5 under.
Wow.
We're gonna go new mental. We're gonna hit the range, you and me. We're gonna swing in front of each other. We're gonna roll some putts with each other.
We're in this as a team here. We're gonna full team event.
We're going in
sleepover.
I think sleepover is necessary. We'll have to figure that out. That'd be so much fun. Kick one of the wives out for the day.
Just put them in a hotel. Just give them a massage.
Yeah, tell them to go to the parents' house. It's a hotel enough.
Yeah, that's so true.
But yeah, it's just so funny when you want something so bad, and it's like with one of your best friends, and
it just kind of hurts your performance at times.
And it's not just golf. We like almost are not on teams where you like separate for other people. All the time. Yeah,
this golf round really was eye opening to us. Like wow, we really suck at everything together.
And it's sad, but it's so true. Like basketball, our games don't really mesh well on the court sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like facilitating and driving. I kind of like facilitating. So then we got 2 facilitators.
It doesn't really work, especially when you're playing pickup ball.
I mean, we try our best. We have fun. We win some games. Our games are okay on basketball. Tennis, I don't think we've ever won it besides playing Katie and Brooke back in.
Yeah, that's not really
challenge.
It's not really call that a competitive play.
We played like some other stuff. We get clapped. We lose at golf every time.
Not great at video games together either.
No. We have hockey or soccer.
That's about it.
Call of Duty was like us just running around laughing the whole time. And every time we get in beer pong, we were okay at.
We were never great.
Hit or miss for us.
Yeah, like we would always be either making them together and then we go ice cold, or we're just both ice cold.
And when we separate, the other person's like somehow
catching
fire.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I want more reps. I'm not separating for other people.
We need the reps.
Some people are going to be coming making new friends in these events. Like, hey, we're going to come play with each other. Some people are going to become some new friends because I'm done giving up the friendship for other people.
Yeah. It just always seems to be if we're bringing 2 people in and I'm bringing someone, you're bringing someone, then it's obviously I'm going to go play with the person that I'm bringing. And then obviously you're going to go play with them. But like, you know what? I don't know.
We should really invite one person and tell him he can bring somebody. If he can't find somebody, let us know because we'll add somebody.
That works too, but I definitely think we can have a couple more reps under our belt here because it will only do us good.
Yeah.
So, we had moving into the back 9, we did have a little bit of a shot. Weren't we down 2 through like 12?
Yeah, and they won the par 3 right after that, and they went up 3, and ever since then it was like 3 down 2, 3 down 2.
And I had a great birdie luck on like 13 or 14 to cut it to 1 back, and I proceeded a 3-putt. Remember that one down the hill? I was like 10 feet, and you're like, yo, it's a little downhill, careful. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think it's that downhill. I'm trying to make this and just ram it past. Like I'm further away than I was before.
Yeah, I hit the lip and like the slingshot out of there.
I rocketed down.
And you had to make it the push, and then we missed it and we lost that hole.
Yeah.
It was a make. It went from a make to a loss.
Yeah. So now we're down 3 instead of potentially being down 1.
Right.
Big swing there.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember what happened with you on that hole, but it was all riding on.
I was out. I hit the bush. I hit another bush. I was a cheerleader. Go, Andrew. The whole round. And then I came out and I had like a bad driver. Everyone didn't hit great. And I punched out. Then I hit a 3-wood to the green on a par 5. 2-putt to win. 3-putt.
Yeah.
We ended up pushing.
It was not going our way. But I guess what we're really trying to say is once we fell out of it, and I think that 3-putt happened for me on 14. That really was it because we lost that next one. Then it was, game, set, match.
Par 3 after I pushed the par 5.
Yeah.
They won the par 3. Then there was 3 holes left. There was a par 5 and 2 fours, I believe.
Yep.
And we proceeded to play great golf.
Lights out. That's, I guess, that's what we're alluding to here. That's the whole conclusion.
It's so funny because you're like, okay, I kind of almost took a mental note of it. I'm like, all right, we're freed up. We're free up to play some golf now. And as soon as we sat in that cart, the vibe changed. It loosened up, and we both stepped up there, and you hit the best drive of the day.
I absolutely mashed one down there.
Hammered one, hit it past Cameron, and then I hit one the same length as Logan did.
Yeah.
And
hit 2 best drives of the day. You hit a 3-wood?
I hit a driver off the deck just for fun.
Oh, that's right.
I pushed it right.
That's right.
Then I hit like a hybrid cut underneath a bush onto the green.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest shots I've ever seen you hit. It was onto the first,
the first
right?
cut, and I chipped up onto the hill like a little flop chip.
Yeah,
and rolled it like 4 or 5 feet past, made the putt for par or something.
And you're like, where the hell was that all day?
Right, and then went par bogey, like bogey or something.
Yeah, I went up there, hit a great drive on 16, hit one of the best iron shots of the day, 215 into the wind.
Long.
Another 4-iron, and I hit it over the green. But my pitch mark was like 8 feet away from the flagstick, and just like rolled into the fringe, and then just like putted down, drained the little 5-foot putt, birdie, and then I went par, and then had an unfortunate break on 18 that shouldn't have made a bogey there, but I had a fried egg, and I just missed the green in the wrong. That's a tough closing hole.
It was.
We'll
it
have
was
to
cool,
say
though.
I did like the 18th hole. It was really
18
cool.
hole was cool too. I think if we went back and thought about it, I'm like, oh, there's a couple cool holes there.
Yeah.
Overall, though, thanks to Cameron and Logan for bringing us out. Can't wait to play you boys again. But we're gonna work on this teammate thing for us. I think us having our heart to heart and a little powwow on the way back really helped open some things
so
for
too.
us. Open it up and
I think it's going to be the sleepover. It could be the game changer.
and figuring out we just need more reps with each other. But also what was going on this weekend was basketball, a little bit of hockey playoffs. I just watched the Miami Heat game last night on Sunday. And
So cool.
I can't believe
love
Miami
it.
won.
I love it.
I thought they were going to get swept, and they won in Nuggets. That's so big.
That's huge. They stole one on their home turf, and Nuggets didn't really have an answer for them. I think Bam is actually playing unbelievable right now.
Unbelievable.
Because I'm kind of a Bam hater. I think he's very overrated. I don't really see his game ever.
Right.
And whenever I do see it, it's just the Jimmy Butler show and everyone else draining threes, and he's just in there to grab a couple rebounds, but like
Maybe block a shot.
and block a couple shots, dude. But he's balling right now. First couple games, running the offense and like facilitating. He's kind of the point man. He's kind of like a I'm not going to say Joker, but like he plays that position a little bit.
Yeah, he fills that role for them. Fun little story, a little side anecdote here about it. Duncan, who balled out the game, actually got thrown out of the rotation.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson
Played really, really well. And everyone's talking about his off ball and his dribbling and his pick and roll is so much better. That's like really freed up his game. Well, part of the work that he did back was with Bam. And Bam and him worked a lot on the pick and roll, and Bam running point on the pick and roll.
Interesting. Okay.
And so that's why like their back cuts and their pick and roll between Bam and Duncan is so great right now. Because I guess all off season, all during the season, that has been a huge point for them to work on it.
Getting reps.
And they went out there and and you watch them too. They have like a connection.
I didn't know they did that, but it's cool because I kind of recognize that because he's just getting layup after layup.
Yeah.
From Bam.
I
He gets
love
like 2-3 a game.
Yeah, and I love little stories like that in sports, like these little hidden gems. Like I just heard one about baseball recently.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah, it was. It's a fun little story. But yeah, the Heat and Nuggets look like a fun little series. I'm definitely gonna be catching Game 3. And then hockey's been kind of like okay.
Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah,
I love it because I also, as much as I do like watching the NBA, I also hate it so much at the same time.
Yeah, it's a
times for
love-hate for me with the NBA basketball.
It drives me nuts, like the referees, how they flop, and it's just like it's just too much. It's getting to the football soccer realm for me. It's getting a little bit much.
Football. Like American football?
International.
Okay.
International football.
You threw me off.
Soccer,
I'm like,
soccer.
There is some flopping in football, though, now with the wide
There
receivers.
There 100% is because it's so offensively driven, the game is. And, like, you might as well just throw a Hail Mary down there instead of punting instead. And you might get a PI penalty called.
Which is the strategy there.
So, the NBA really, it bothers me a little bit. And so I sit there scratching my head at least 5 times a game and wondering what the hell is that? It's often.
I have faith in the NBA, though, because they have made so many changes. They change the game in so many great ways.
It's constantly evolving, and they're always,
they're always
doing
trying
their
to
best.
stay in the forefront of it, like baseball finally starting to pick it up again.
I'm with you. I do have faith. But I guess what is refreshing is that you go watch the NHL, and these
boys are playing like it's
oh my god,
like it's they're in like UFC.
It's like fucking roller derby, like just throwing bows all over the place. Like hitting is very much encouraged. There was a hit tonight on the game. Oh my lord! Thank God both players are okay. But one of the hits of the year for sure. Dude's helmet went flying off, and so I love the physicality of hockey.
It's not like you're laying on a nice cushy surface. You're laying on ice.
Yeah, that's probably the worst surface to fall on.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Like cold and jaggedy, and people are like, I don't know, dude. It's just you got razor blades like flying past your face. Like
none of it's fun.
No.
And also,
so that to me is the fun part of watching hockey, because these dudes are also, I cannot skate to save my life. Never have been. I don't see myself in a world ever learning to. What's the use for me?
I'm like a gazelle on skates, dude.
You would remind me of Will Ferrell out there,
dude. Natural, like picking people up.
Yeah, what a sight to see.
I used to go for TLC every once in a while. Summer TLC would be like a trip to the ice.
You
rink.
actually ice skate? Mm-hmm. Oh my god! I thought you were just like in a fantasy world.
No. I would go like once or twice a year. I used to love it.
Oh my god! Okay.
So I would like get on some skates. We rent them, and I would like.
Wow, dude.
And then we just skate around the thing, and then you get off, and you have like a slice of pizza and a Coke, and you get back on, and you start skating some more.
That's great.
Maybe flirt the girl or follow her for a little bit, do your normal thing.
We covered it on the last episode, but NHL goalie would have been your calling.
Would have been my calling.
Yeah.
Dude. Really, really would have been my calling. That or sumo.
That too.
I could have been
you got some
sumo.
You got some serious just natural strength to you.
Right. And it's a very simple concept. Just make sure the other person touches the floor. And I look hell great in the G string.
Of course.
And
that's one of the
Things.
qualifications.
But yeah, so that was great. Hockey is just so much fun to watch. I'm very excited to be a Ducks fan next year. Get into that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like also, like I said earlier, like the baseball thing. It's just a fun little story before we move on to some phenoms in golf we've been seeing recently. I watched this little story on baseball. Right now, baseball has a huge issue with the balls being extremely slippery. They like take away the laces so balls can go farther.
That was a new change this year, right?
Yeah, the baseballs always get slicker and slicker, and pitchers have to subsidize with sticky stuff just even grab the ball. But of course, it's gone to a place where their RPMs are bananas. But this has always been a problem in baseball. In fact, back in the day, they were so slippery, umpires used to spit chewing tobacco on them and rub in like the chewing tobacco grime and throw it back to the ball players. Well, back in the day,
society's come a long way.
Right. Finally thought, well, that's a little gross. He brought some mud from his house and rubbed them on the ball like a little bit and just rubbed them on the ball and get like a slight color and get a little grime on them. I guess all the players loved it. And ever since that moment, that's what the pros and MLB have been using. So they mud the balls before the game with the same mud from the family who collected it. It's the same like generations of people collecting this mud, packaging it, and sending it off to the MLB.
They're just shipping them out.
And you get little videos of them like rubbing a little mud on the ball. And it's like not turning them like obviously super dark, but it's giving the little shine off of it and giving a little grip. And that's the stuff baseball you need to hear more about.
Do a Sports Center story on that.
Like something, like give me like little antidotes here and there to get me back in the history of the game because I don't know the history of baseball.
It's also just the oldest sport in the U.S. So it's just like...
It's like a national sport and I don't know like the history of whatever. Like fun stories like that would be just so much better for the sport in general, but something fun to look out for right now. A couple of phenoms here in the golf space coming up.
Yeah. Really, actually, this is something that we just found out about last week. Started doing a little bit of research on it, following it a little bit. Do you know what the program is called now? Is the PGA?
Yeah, it's the
PGA University?
PGA Tour University.
Okay. So really cool concept because, a lot of the really good golf players, sometimes they just decide not to go and play collegiately because they just decide they want to go play international events and they want to get their professional career potentially started, right?
Right. That or they go straight to the Corn Ferry Tour or whatever. They're trying to move on from college golf, but I would say a majority of the best players play college golf. Just because it's a free education.
Of course.
And you get to practice year round, and they normally have pretty good facilities. But a cool thing about it, and correct me if I'm mistaken here, is if you get first place at the PGA Tour University, you are now immediately qualified for your card.
Yeah, you get the PGA Tour card. That's right.
Right off the rip.
And it's based off of all of the rankings. So it's not about whether or not you win the individual NCAA championship or not. It's more about your overall, like your number one world in the golf. You know,
right? Amateur wise,
exactly.
Right. And this guy won back-to-back Ben Hogans. The only other person to do it has been John Rahm.
Yeah. I'm blanking on the dude's name right now.
Oh, God, I didn't write it down either.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Ludwig.
Oh, yeah. Ludwig Aberg. Yep. He's coming out of Texas Tech. Yeah. And we found out about this last week, and so we actually watched a little YouTube video about it. You guys should do a little bit of research if you guys haven't seen it, but this is going to be one of those things that could be one of the biggest stories in golf.
I mean, eventually. He has a background that's Tiger-esque.
He is a Swiss he's from Switzerland.
Correct.
Small town, very, very small beginnings, but he goes there like during Christmas break.
When there's snow everywhere.
And off season in golf, and he leaves Texas Tech, goes back home to Switzerland, is he Sweden?
I don't remember.
Is he from Sweden?
I think he's from Sweden.
God, I'm just really botching this right now.
That's okay. We only watch a quick video on it.
Yeah, but basically he goes back and it's completely snowing. He just goes play at his local muni, and he's out there raking the snow.
Yeah.
Raking the tee boxes and carrying like a shovel with him, like a broom in his golf
brush
bag.
out the snow and stuff, so he has somewhere to put the golf ball, and he's hitting off of it.
Dude, and he says, the golf is not that hard. Just putting in the tee is probably the hardest part into the ground. You're like, what? This dude is insane.
Snow gear.
I would have thought, we think over here, like it's a little rainy. Oh, it's not golf weather today. Dude, he's like in 12-degree weather over there.
And it's like, it's so cold you can see like the wind coming off the snow on the bottom of the floor.
He's playing in like 6 inches of snow.
Just brushing it off. And it's like very Tiger-esque in the idea. Like Tiger used to play in the dark. Tiger's dad used to sit on the range with him and hit balls in the dark, and you could hear him over and over again peering irons. Like, it's the same vibe.
And he used to play, he would play until they lost their golf ball because it got dark out.
Right.
So he would have to feel all of his shots. And that's kind of reminiscent in a way, right? That's what you're saying?
Like, it's like a weird story that people don't really do, but it's going to add some level of his golf game that other people don't have because they're not playing in the snow.
Right.
Like, how hard can a shot really be when you're in the middle of a fairway that's like lush and green when you're used to hitting the same shot off of like ice.
Right.
And you could do it then, so why won't it transfer there?
I can tell you what, his ball striking is probably fantastic. Because I would hate to hit a golf ball thin in freezing, frigid weather like that. It feels terrible. Golf ball is just rock hard as well. And the dude also can hit bunker shots out of the sand.
Yeah, you did it too. You'd flop them out because it was all filled with snow.
Right. And he'd like rest the ball like kind of up to simulate like the sand and just hit bunker shots out of the snow. And you're like, dude, this is the stuff that's going to be different right here.
It's going to be a weird niche. I can't wait to watch him. And speaking of ball striking, you ever seen that video with Tiger Woods and Sky Scheffler on the driving range?
Where
Tiger like picks it clean multiple times. This guy's like, "Why don't you like take a divot?" And Tiger's like, "I don't know, I just don't."
Yeah, I just when I'm hitting it really well, I don't really take divots anymore. I'm like, what?
Sky looks so confused.
He's like, what do you mean? No, I just don't really take divots. Whoa, what?
Right. Like, why?
Couldn't wrap his head around that.
It was so funny. And then there's another girl who had a little special tournament as well.
Really cool story here. Rose Zhang. Very similar story with Ludwig Aberg. She went to Stanford, just finished her second year over there.
Tiger used to go to Stanford, correct?
Yes, he did. And really cool thing that I only recently started hearing about her because she has just been on a tear recently, and she won the national championship as a freshman.
Damn.
Last year. Won the national championship again this year. So back-to-back individual national champion.
Ooh, hold that back to back though.
Right. And then says, you know what, deuces, I'm out of here because the PGA Tour Champions gives her the LPGA Tour card. Goes into her first tournament this year and wins in a playoff match and takes the W. So she just won her first PGA Tour event in the entry of her tour.
So now she has her card. She's got money.
So now she's fully exempt,
right,
to 2024 as well. It is just crazy, dude.
That's so
it's
cool.
Absolutely nuts. And so this girl is 20 years old, and I saw a stat as well. It is including her win from this past weekend. Her last 12 matches that she's played in, she's won 10 of them.
Damn.
And she also has 11 career wins in collegiately. Tiger's got 10. So, as far as, dominating, this girl really's got it. And so I didn't actually catch any of the tournament. I'll obviously watch some highlights. I've been following the story. But another phenom to look out for.
Yeah, if you're in that space, it's something to kind of check out.
And you heard it here first.
Yeah, you know what? Don't leave the boys out when you check out Ludwig and you say, "Oh my God, who talked about this man?"
Right.
It was In The Cabbage first. Before we get on to our fun segments here in our golf thing, I'm doing a little health journey, a little In The Cabbage stuff here for you.
Love it, dude.
I'm a binge eater. I love to eat past 9 o'clock, and if it's in the cabinet, it's going down my throat. And I got to a place where it was starting to affect me, like waking up and, just like feeling bloated and gross all the time. And I wanted to push myself because I feel like when I go on these health journeys and I start to lose weight, I go so hard in the paint so fast.
Yeah.
I cut off everything, and it becomes increasingly difficult for me to stay on track. So I'm trying to break off this health journey in segments.
Sure. So it's almost like
person.
it's almost like a force of habit, if you will. Like it kind of becomes your lifestyle.
I'm like creating habits. I'm doing things for 21 days.
Nice. Okay.
So
cool.
then it's like a habit I form. Like right now, like I'm really struggling with the word no at the end of the night. Like around 9 o'clock, I couldn't tell myself no. So I told myself for 21 days, I'm not going to eat past 9 o'clock. Like I don't care if I'm drunk. I don't care if I haven't eaten anything all day. I don't care if I couldn't get to dinner by 9 o'clock. Like if it's 9 o'clock, I have to stop eating. Mm-hmm. I think I'm on day 11 or 12 when I haven't eaten past 9 o'clock.
And you've gone out drinking pretty heavily as
Multiple
well.
weekends. And skipped dinner.
Right. One of the nights you skipped dinner. That's right.
Right.
You were telling me that.
And it's been fun for me because it's like I'm not restricting what I'm eating during the day.
Right. But all those excessive calories are just all coming at 10, 11 at night.
Right. And I need to do something about it, and I felt like this was the easiest thing for me to do.
Right. It's not going and getting a gym membership and paying that extra money and carving out time to go and, do all that crazy stuff in the gym, which, it's not really your cup of tea to begin with in the first place. So
no,
this is definitely something that is, like you said, it's like entry level, but it's a lifestyle change that'll just for sure help you out.
Right. And I think for me, it's like, making that decision was fun. And I thought, well, maybe I could keep going on this journey and not bring everyone along with me on new 21-day challenges I'll be doing. The next one here, I'm going to just do it for myself to see if I enjoy it. But I think the next one's going to be yoga.
Yeah.
I'm going to try doing yoga.
That's good, dude. I would
twice a week.
I would love to do that with you. As you know, I'm constantly trying to fix my broken back all the time.
Right.
And so, I'm naturally stiff as well. So I'd like to do that with you.
I'm down. It's just going to be twice a week. I just need to do, just like the more videos I'm watching and the older I'm getting and the more I can feel myself hurting. Like after certain stupid things that would never even be a second thought. Like flexibility to me is extremely important now. Mm-hmm. okay flexibility,
which is
right
the
now.
craziest thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
Right.
Like if you told 22-year-old Tommy that you were worried about stretching at 30 years old, you'd be like, who the that's not going to be me.
Right. Like it just started to creep up on me, and I'm not going to always be as strong. I'm not always going to be able to like rely on like my determination and like pain tolerance. At some point that will
At some point the functionality is not going to be there.
Right. And if I can't like bend over, if I can't like be flexible, like when you see old people walking around, you could definitely tell that people who are like flexible and can move a bit compared to somebody who's like kind of just frozen that way a bit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be one of those people. Like I'm very fortunate that I've destroyed this body. And it's still holding together with duct tape and bubble gum. And I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little fun little anecdote here.
And also, I think it's a good thing too. It's just make it maybe a daily practice. It's fun. I like it. I love the concept. Let's follow along with it. Show the support. You know, maybe it gets someone else on board and maybe follow along with us as well.
And I'm not a perfect person. Like, you know, I obviously am overweight, so it's not like I'm a changed person. Like I'm going to struggle with this. There might be days I miss my yoga and I have to figure out what I do for that, or maybe I'm over the challenge. But like it's been something I've been battling with for a long time. And
maybe this is also just kind of an accountability thing as well.
For sure.
So
like, knowing that we have to talk to you about it on Monday is always so hard for me, you know, because I've been talking to you forever about wanting to lose weight and getting in shape. Maybe it was lofty in college, the shape I wanted to get into. But like it was always like, oh, I want to lose weight and be like this. And now it's more like I want to lose weight and just be healthy. I want to be like a cool, you know what's so jacked up? I wanted to be like 220, 215. And which is crazy. I'm maybe a half an inch taller than you, maybe an inch.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm 6'4",
you're 6'5". Let's just leave it at that.
I wanted to be like 210. You're like what, 190?
Yeah, I'm 185.
Right. Like, and that's what your weight's been since college, essentially.
Yeah.
It fluctuates between like a little lower when you're like working out too much and not eating enough. And then highest I ever saw you was like 205, 210 in COVID.
That was 198.
That was 198.
Yeah, or 201 or something like that. I
Yeah.
had two bills. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah, you got the 2 bills, and then that freaked you out, and you had to drop it back down. But yeah, and it's so funny. I told the doctor, I'm like, I don't want to be 210. The doctor like looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, well, that's not a crazy thing, but like, I guess body types are just so different that like my body type just looks like if it was 210. Maybe because I'm just, I don't know.
You got way more torso than I do.
Dude, I'm all torso.
You're all torso. I'm
built
all
like a
legs. I'm built like a daddy long legs over here.
Dude, I'm built, and I don't know. Like, it's so funny because why is that? Because the doctor's like, why don't you get to like 240, 230? I'd be happy at that weight for you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean 230, 240? Like, that's if you were
dude, just a
230
thick
or
boy,
dude. If you were a 230 or 240, you would look huge.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like if you got down to 230, you would look slim. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that is. I think it's the proportion of like torso to legs.
I was like 230 freshman year in college. Maybe, yeah, I was like 225, 220.
Yeah, like coming out of high school.
And then when I started lifting freshman year, I like saddled back and like the football coach asked me to play. And I'm like, no way. Dude, these are D1 athletes running around here. I'm just lifting like 5-pound dumbbells, you know what I mean? And jogging and dying. But some other golf that was going on this weekend was the tournament over the weekend, Memorial.
That was a really fun tournament to follow along. Did you catch much of it?
I didn't get to catch much of it. You have a very great thing for golf, which is the recording system.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't have that, so if I'm missing the round, like I missed the round. And I am hardly ever wanting to sit here and watch
6 hours of golf
with commercials.
Yeah, I just can't do it. Like the playing, so I'm able to. Yeah, it's great. the YouTube TV, I have everything set up to record all NBA games, NHL, all football, a couple TV shows and golf and F1. So it's just like I got things on there. Yeah. And if I didn't see the score and there was a game at like 3:30, early in the day and it's 6, and I'm like, great. I just, can start everything like 2 hours late, can go do something in the morning on like Sunday and then just rip through and never see a commercial all day long. That's the big bonus. But anyways, it's just really fun to like just kind of pass on through, especially with the PGA Tour, because if I'm just getting over it and I just want to like, the starters are going off and they're on hole 3.
Right.
Okay, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want to watch 15 holes of golf here. And I'll just like zip through like some of the, in between like 30, 40 seconds where like they're setting up the whole shot. I'll just look at every single shot that I see. But anyways, getting really sidetracked here. Really cool tournament. Was very, very excited to see Victor Hovland win. We gave him a little shout out in the last podcast. But dude has just been playing unbelievable golf. And the putt that he hit on number 17, dude, I mean, unbelievable the amount of pressure that he had on him to drain that thing.
No one birdied 17 all tournament or all day.
All day on Sunday. He was the one and only birdie.
Crazy.
On 17. And he makes par on 18, which is the hardest hole on the course as well. There was only 3 birdies on the day.
And pushes the guy. The guy goes bogey. They go playoff hole. He wins right off the first playoff hole, right?
Yep, because he pars 18 again. And it's just crazy. Like how fast the greens were. Dude, it was like they had a trampoline underneath the green. These balls were just bouncing 10, 15, 20 feet up in the air. Like you couldn't even hold a green on some of these shots in. It was so difficult. I remember like I was watching with Katie and I was pointing out a couple of shots. There was like a par 3 where you have probably, this is number 16, probably like a 2-yard window where you can land this golf ball for it to be on the fringe, on the back edge of the fringe or on the green. There's like, that's how small the window is, like over water, and there's like bailouts like in the bunkers and like drop offs. Like there's another par 3, huge bunker in the front, but the green is like pitched from front to back. And if you sail that a little bit long, you're having to like chip on a downhill slope. Everything's running away to you towards water. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, what are they supposed to do? I didn't see a single guy hit that green in reg unless they were playing to the front middle and then just have a 70-foot putt in.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So the conditions were extremely hard, extremely firm, extremely fast. Fairways were running out. Rough was super long. It was a very challenging course, and it was fun to watch. Good old Jack Nicklaus is bringing heat. Yeah,
Jack, I mean, he sounds really coherent. Good old Jack.
I don't know how old that man is, but he's getting up there.
He looks old.
Yeah, he looks really old.
I mean, love the man. He sounds really coherent, which is great.
Yeah.
Looks way worse than he sounds.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, it was a cool tournament. You're giving it to me right now. You're in 33rd. I'm in 41st.
Yeah. Our average finish, right, with our players that we have picked. Yeah.
You went Victor, Adam Scott, and Keith Mitchell. I went Patrick Cantlay, Keegan Bradley, and Davis Riley. All of them did okay. Made the cut, thank God. But
yeah, your guys' average was a 40 or something like that. Mine was like a 19 or 20.
Yeah.
Having a 1 on there is really nice with Victor. But I was really actually kind of surprised and excited to see Adam Scott in T9. So
did well.
Really cool.
Awesome,
yeah,
bud.
dude.
Hell of a weekend, all that stuff.
You got to find a way to get a little bit of recording, like some way of recording. There should be an app, right? You have a smart TV.
I can figure it out. I mean,
there should be some sort of like app where you can like go and like log in with your cable provider and like have the ability to record TV.
I'm sure I could figure it out.
I want like you get like a USB and like that holds like all of your
recordings.
Yeah, like there's got to be some way to do it.
Yeah, I'll figure something out for that. But hell of a podcast, buddy. We're gonna go into our 3 silver linings here today. Remember, 3 silver linings, finding the good and something that's inherently bad. And our 3 silver lining today is going to be playing bad golf.
Yeah, it's oh so fitting because we're still a little salty. Wound is fresh from Saturday.
And we really had to find some silver linings because there wasn't many of them out there. When you're playing like that and you're playing with your best friend in a country club that's not cheap, you really hope you bring some, and you just don't have it. Buddy, I think you went first last time.
Yeah, why don't you kick us off here, dude?
Okay. Number 3 for me is going to be the extracurriculars. When the golf is going bad, the extracurriculars taste oh so good. And sometimes you can do so much extracurriculars, you can bounce yourself back into the game.
Yeah, I love that.
You can go.
I'm surprised that's in the 3 for you.
Booze or cigars or Sammy, whatever the boys are doing or
Shots,
buzzing around with.
Shotguns, whatever it is, dude.
Something to get the mental
It's also
going.
just a fun thing to do, right?
For sure. Because now I don't really partake heavily in the extracurriculars during a golf round. I like having a couple cocktails, maybe a cigar, but I'm not like heavily. I'm almost never drunk on a golf course.
Yeah. You get a little buzz, but that normally doesn't really happen either.
No, like when
you.
we drink a transfusion, when we split transfusions, I don't even feel it.
Yeah, it's just a little elevator music playing in the background.
Right, there's just a little jazz going off in the background.
Yeah, I love that, dude. Especially when you're with buddies, that's always really fun.
Right, number 2 for me, which is what I had to do all day, is trying new things in golf, shots you're not used to doing, or swings, or swing change.
Yep.
So like anything new you're trying to get through because you're already playing bad, might as well throw into some new things maybe you've never tried, like a little hybrid cutty punch or like a little flop shot on the fringe or something. And also like working on your new swing or anything you have going on, like fully committing to that change.
Or a new strategy.
Right.
Whatever.
And then number 1 for me in life, being thankful when it sucks. Like learning that skill of when golf is so bad that the golf is
it's really good at teaching you that, huh?
You have to like focus on other things. Like even though I was playing so bad, I was like, well, I'm with a friend I haven't seen in a while. I'm making a new friend. They're both super into golf. I'm learning a lot about the competitive side of things at the SCGA tournaments and what Barstool's like. And my golf is going, I'm hanging out with my buddy, you're driving around the park, I'm smoking a cigar. So like even though like the main thing you're there for isn't working out, like the little sprinkles on top, you learn how to like focus on that a bit more.
I love that, dude.
And I have a real issue with that in my life.
I love that. That's a great number 1 for you too.
Yeah, it's applicable to me.
It's a great list. I think these are all, when we do the silver linings, they're going to be very much like that is a good thing to see.
Right.
We're going to agree a lot
Not
here.
a lot of argument.
No, that's we're going to leave that for the 3 worst,
Right.
I'm going to do a little honorable mention, actually.
Love it.
And that is, I love immersing myself in someone else's golf game.
Ooh, I love that.
I love doing that. Like I get unbelievably hyped when someone just pipes the drive of their life or has like a saucy bunker shot, right? Or draining like a 25-footer. Like I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of putting something together right now. Like, forget about me. I'm like 14 over through 12. That there's no saving that, right?
Right.
I'm just gonna hop on board with you. Maybe you're playing well at an individual men's club tournament, and you're now you're 6 over through 12 when I'm 14 over through 12, which like that could happen. I literally lose my driver, whatever, and I'm just hopping on the Tommy train here.
Now the goals have switched.
Right, exactly. So that's my honorable mention. That's really fun. My 3 is my list is very similar to yours here. But yeah, working on my game actually, like on the course. Like I'll work on things at the range. I don't get to do that a ton, as much as I want to. But doing it, there's something to be said about making the change out on the golf course, which is incredibly different and difficult to do. Lies, uphill, downhill, just weird shot shapes you have to play sometimes. It's really hard to actually make that transition. So it's a good time for that. When you have a bad round going, I think the meal or drink at the turn,
good stuff,
could really change the whole vibe that you have going on.
You got 2 wraps last time we went around. You got barbecue
I
and
was starved.
Asian wrap.
Wow, was I glad I grabbed both.
Yeah, they were really good. Really solid wraps.
I ate a wrap and a half.
Cheap too.
$10.
$10 for a really
They were
big
even
wrap.
like seared. Like the Asian one had like a peanut sauce with like cabbage, edamame, and like chicken going on in there.
Yeah, little Asian dressing.
Southwest barbecue wrap, like, you know, that always is a solid pick. They even like seared the tortillas too. So again, you get a drink, you get a transfusion, you get whatever going on there. Even if it's a simple like just, you know, stadium dog.
Yeah.
Like, great. I'm all for that too. Maybe a Snickers and a Gatorade. Boom. Like that's could be enough to like bring you back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is a post-round drink.
Oh yeah. The post-round drink after a bad round.
Sitting in a country club and then just like letting that shit go, and then you come back in and you're like, you know what, this is what I've been doing the whole time. It's another reminder of like, yeah, I was never really that worried about the golf. It's just because I'm doing it the whole time.
4 beers, $30.
Yeah, that was great too.
And we sat and we looked over the golf course in the 18th hole.
Unreal.
Golf course
You know,
is beautiful.
and
Bar was awesome.
we've had the opportunity to do that at Dove Canyon as well. Like doing that, I think
go back to
bad
Dove.
golf bothers me and us the most when you go play a course that you're actually really excited to go play.
Yeah.
You know, like you're probably not going to play at this course very often. Maybe it's like once, maybe 2-3 times in your life potentially, and you're like not bringing it. Like that's kind of the scenario we're going off of. And usually at those times, you're grabbing a drink after the round as well.
For sure.
So that's like a really cool thing.
Love it.
So yeah, that's my list, buddy.
Great, buddy. That's a great list. Well, hell of a podcast here, buddy. Any updates for the people out there before we sign off here?
That's it. I got nothing for y'all.
Gotcha.
I'll, you know, same time next week here.
Oh, yeah. You know, shout outs to the normal people. We got Devin on the 1s and 2s. We got Jake helping us out with a thumbnail, and Mass, and of course with the social media, which we are going to be way more proactive on.
It's coming in hot.
We've
got a lot. We got a lot of storage. You know, we got a lot of content.
A lot of content we can go through. But we're in the cabbage, and just a reminder, keep swinging.